storing your passwords with.
What is your number one ranked password manager?
One password.
1Password.
Yeah, the numerical one and then password I would recommend.
Is that the only one that's worth a damn?
I don't want to speak on ones that I don't know.
All right, we're going to have to make some changes.
Well, if you're using LastPass, the only reason I haven't used that one, I haven't talked about that one, is because they were recently breached, and I'm not sure if they're being, like, it's hard for me to tell, but I'm not sure if they're being completely honest about how much information was actually breached.
Okay, that's good to know. What name is that?
LastPass.
LastPass.
Yeah.
Stay away from LastPass.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe, if they're telling the truth, then, you might be safe.
They got hacked. I'm out.
Yeah, they did get hacked. That's public information. This right here does a lot, but this is 2 devices. So it's a HackRF1, which for you radio nerds out there, it's 1 megahertz to 5 gigahertz in transmission range. And it can receive in those same ranges, which is extremely far, because 1 megahertz, 1,000 megahertz is a gigahertz. So just imagine if it goes from 1 megahertz to 6 gigahertz. It's a very large spectrum. So there's a HackRF1 inside of here, and then on top of it, I have a thing called a PortaPack, which turns it into instead of you having to plug this into a computer, I could power it with an external battery, and it's touchscreen, which I don't really use the touchscreen, but it allows me to press buttons, and I can change the antennas out. This antenna looks a little bit old school, but it does the job. And what I can do with this is send long range, radio transmissions. So I could hack a car, I could capture a key fob from let's say 200 feet away, or if we were outside right now, I could show you every airplane in the sky or every boat that's in the water, and I could see their call sign and where they're at on the map. I could, if I was a horrible person, I could transmit to an airplane with this device and make it believe that, there's a plane in the wrong direction, and I could,
you can basically reroute air traffic.
Yeah, technically you're able to do that. There's other things in place to prevent that, but I could definitely cause a problem in the cockpit with this thing.
I wish you would have used this when you missed your flight, or I'm sorry, when your flight got canceled. We could have got. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, get me put in federal prison. But yeah, I mean this is just a radio, but it's the most powerful radio out there that so many people have created things for. And I have another device that I want to show you that is getting a lot of notoriety right now because of the usability of it, how simple it is, and how small it is. It's called the Flipper. And what people don't understand is they watch these TikToks and they see these things where people are hacking a car, or they're reading a credit card, or they're opening a Tesla charger door, or they're opening a garage, and they think that those things just come out of the box with this Flipper. You spend the money on it, you buy it, you get it in the mail, and you're a hacker. That's not exactly how the Flipper works. It does a lot of cool things out of the box, so don't get me wrong, it's not a bad tool to have, but the Flipper itself looks like this, very small device, has the ability to extend, so you can create other things, which I'll show you in a second here. And with this device, I could do a lot of things. So I can read same radio frequencies, but it's all sub gigahertz, which means under 1,000 megahertz, for better words. And bad USB. Remember that USB drive that was actually a keyboard? Does that as well. I button. This is a form of authentication for certain doors. We have infrared, so I could turn off any TV, projector, audio sound bar. So many things use infrared that you may not even be aware of.
This is what you hacked into your hotel room with yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I saw your Instagram story.
Yep, I did it. I think I kind of make it a tradition to hack into every hotel that I go to. So yesterday it was a nested attack, is what they would call it. So yeah, NFC is actually similar to what I used yesterday. So NFC, I could read hotel key doors, access control doors for a building. I believe passports. I haven't tried passports. Credit cards, which is EMV.
Passports, you can get, passports have some kind of a...
There's a chip in every passport, yeah.
No shit.
Yep. And then this also does 125 kilohertz RFID, which is a different form of authentication. Credit cards don't use that. So this is more for like getting into doors at businesses and, like employee badges and stuff like that. Or like the pool key in my community would use an RFID badge. So yeah, that's a 20% of what this stuff can do. I was just trying to keep it as short as I could and to the point. But if you want a demonstration of any of that, I'd be more than happy to show you.
Yeah, you used this thing at breakfast this morning and ripped off your credit card in literally like 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah,
here?
absolutely. Let me see. Put this back here. I was going to show you the way I can extend the range of the antenna here. This is just a custom-made adapter for the flipper where I can capture Wi-Fi, I can capture wireless mice and keyboards and send, like if you use a wireless mouse or keyboard for your computer, I could send those payloads wirelessly to your devices if you have a vulnerable model. I could do a ton with this expansion, and I also have some external antennas in that bag where I could be very far away and get the same results. So it turns this, which doesn't have a crazy transmission or receiving range, it creates that possibility. So that's, if you do want to see that, I can show you.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so reading a credit card, for example, I highly recommend anyone out there that's not using an RFID wallet like me. I should be using one, but I'm not. But
do as I say and not as I do.
Yeah. So there we go. I just read my card there, and if you want, I could show you the beginning of it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's that easy to steal your credit card number. This is just a proof of concept device. There's devices out there that could do this from further away that, I highly advise that you don't do what I'm doing and you buy a wallet that protects against RFID. And if you can't afford that, they're relatively cheap. But if you can't afford that, the simple solution will be just throw one line of tinfoil around the outside of your wallet, and this is impossible to do. So that's the life hack way to do it.
How fast? I mean, I saw how fast you just did it when it was touching the wallet. How fast could you just brush by somebody and
instantly? Yeah, there's no delay there.
How many times will it work? Let's say out of 10 times.
If I was just brushing past somebody?
Yeah.
Depends on if they have tap to pay credit cards. But I'd be guessing here, but I'd say 6 out of 10 times.
Tap to pays that won't hack?
If it's not a tap to pay credit card, I can't read it.
Oh, so it has to have the chip in there.
Not the chip. There's another chip there's another chip inside of the card that I can read with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the old school credit cards are more secure now than the new ones? Is that what you're saying?
That's the craziest part to me is they added a chip that the UK or Europe has been using forever, and then it feels like months after that they introduced something that made the security worse than it's ever been.
Incredible.
Yeah, it blows my mind too.
Incredible. What else? So what else can you hack with that? You can get into cars and obviously hotel rooms, because I saw you do that yesterday.
Yep. Yeah. And a lot of people think, well, I'm just duplicating a key, I can get in there. I don't always need to have a key with the firmware that we built. Sometimes, there's certain doors that I can't get into, of course. But as of last night, I didn't need the key to get in the door that I got in. But I will show you if you want. I can show you with my keys or your keys. I can show you how I could steal a car or at least open a car right now.
I don't have my keys on me. Do you got some?
I do, yeah. So basically, the first thing I do here is for most cars are going to be in the 315, 433 megahertz range. But on this case, I'll do the frequency analyzer so I can see exactly what that frequency is. So I'll press the lock button. I see that this is 314,999. So that tells me that most likely this is going to be a 315 key. So now I'm going to record, and as I hit unlock, 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 stop. So now I have 4 captures here that will work, because how these work, these use a rolling code. So every time I press this unlock button and the car is within range, that code expires. If I'm out of range of the car, then these are valid codes. So if I went back to to my house and I pressed send and I went and transmitted like I'm doing now, if I transmitted these signals, it would unlock the car 4 times. So the way around that, around these rolling code systems, let's say you are trying to be malicious, you want to steal a car. The way around that would be it's called a roll jam attack. So you would get another device like the device I showed you, the big with the big antenna.
Yeah.
I'd get that device, I would jam, so I'd send a bunch of scattered frequencies on 315 megahertz, because I know that's what this key is. I'd send a bunch of, just static on 315. And then while I'm standing at the store or wherever the person I want to steal something from their car is, I would be listening on 315. So now I'm closer to you listening, and then the jammer is closer to your car. So your car is not going to receive the signal because of the static, but I'm going to receive the signal clear as day from this device. So now my combinations are valid. So when I go to open your car later, mine will work.
Oh my gosh. You are a dangerous man. You are a very dangerous man. You got anything else in that bag?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure that I do. I'm just not.
What's your favorite device?
The laptop. That's the only part I didn't bring out.
The laptop?
Yeah.
We'll get to that in the episode. Well, Ryan, thanks for sharing your EDC. And wow, this is a whole new realm for me. I've not seen any of this stuff. This is crazy.
I appreciate it.